And these are probably the 5 most important things you can do to recession-proof your retirement. What's up everyone, welcome back to Free to Be. David here, and thank you for joining me for another video. Now today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things you can do to recession-proof your retirement in times of uncertainty for the future and put yourself in the best position possible. Now all 5 of these are pretty important, so you're going to want to make sure you watch this entire video so you don't miss any of these tips. Now as always, if you're new to the channel, I cover financial literacy here and basically tracking my progress to financial independence, and in doing so I hope to build a blueprint with valuable information that others can use as well. Also, as an added bonus, I do feature my creativity on here from time to time. So if you are new, please take a moment and just click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to you and really just helps support the channel. And if you're not new, thank you for joining me again. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so there's 5 tips that we're going to cover here today that will really help you recession-proof your retirement no matter what age you're in. Now, some of these might benefit you if you're closer to retirement as opposed to younger and just starting out your career, but all 5 are equally important, I think, to anyone. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do to help recession-proof your retirement is to continue contributing to your retirement accounts, namely your 401k. Just because there is a lot of market volatility doesn't mean that you should stop investing in those accounts. Even if you are just a few months away from retirement and you don't want to risk losing anymore and say, whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and stop contributing, that is the exact wrong idea, because the point is that these accounts will be producing gains for you 10, 20, 30 years after the day that you decide to retire. So you have to think of it that way. It's always a long-term play. So even if you are right about to hit the retirement mark, you still want to continue contributing to these accounts. Now, if you're younger, a tip that you can use is when things are going really bad and you are in a position where you still do have an income, increase your contributions at that point, because again, the long-term play, everything ends up working out. Even if you look back to the last recession we had, the markets were down maybe 1% in 2008, and then as much as maybe another 2.5%, 3% in 2009, and then bounced back by 2012, 2013. So it's not really going to be that bad if you think of it as a long-term play, which again, the whole purpose of a 401k is that long-term investment. All right, so the second tip to help recession-proof your retirement is going to be coming up with a retirement income plan, because it's not just about accumulation. Sure, a 401k is nice, and yeah, you can have money in savings, but you should also have a method or a strategy in place to help you continue to kind of get some income through your door after you have retired, because that'll put you in the best and most comfortable financial position long after you've stopped working that 9-to-5 job 40 hours a week. Now, this could be as simple as starting a small business or investing in some kind of asset that will continue giving you returns on a monthly basis, a passive income type of asset. So just think outside the box for some opportunities to build income long after you're done working that 40-hour week and starting to think about retirement. And again, this is kind of just avoiding putting your eggs in one basket, because what if market volatility does become the norm, where every few years we go through these ups and downs? Then you don't want to necessarily have all your cash invested in the stock market. Or let's say in another scenario, interest rates are going down, inflation's going up, and you have a certain amount of cash where it's actually not yielding you that much interest in the savings accounts that you have it in. Then in that position as well, you're going to want to make sure that you have some other income coming through the door, because again, accumulation is only half the battle. You want to come up with an income plan that'll help continue to generate some income for you long into retirement. Now, in line with this previous tip is the third tip, and that is to continue saving and kind of saving automatically, because just putting money into investment accounts is not really going to be the best solution to recession-proofing your retirement, because again, that money is very susceptible to market volatility. So you do want to also be building cash reserves at the same time. So if you're putting in $100 a week into your investment account, try to put in $100 a week into a high yielding savings account as well, to kind of build some interest and some cash reserves there. Because again, if you are waiting to retire to start withdrawing money from your investment accounts, and let's say the markets are down right at the time you retire, you don't want to necessarily start withdrawing money from that account until the markets kind of go back and kind of fix themselves. So you want to have some cash on hand in those situations where you can just pull from that instead of actually withdrawing from your investments. Now, the fourth tip plays into the last tip as well, and that is to avoid withdrawing from your retirement accounts, from your investment accounts when the market is at a downturn. Now again, if you are building up a cash reserve as well, this is going to be easy to do because you don't actually have to withdraw from the retirement account that has your money invested into stocks and bonds. You can actually just supplement that with the cash you have on hand until the market kind of corrects itself and starts going back up. This way you get the most out of both places of cash. You get your most out of your savings and you get the most out of your investment accounts, and you don't have to worry about, taking that money out when the market is at a downturn where you're not going to get the most return for your money. And the fifth tip to help you recession-proof your retirement is going to be continuing to work on your physical health. Now, this is going to be important because healthcare costs as you get older are just going to be part of your life. It is kind of avoidable, but kind of not avoidable. So to the point that it is avoidable, you're going to want to try to eliminate any of these unnecessary medical costs as you get older, because those will really take a bite out of your retirement accounts. If you do need to go in for, some emergency surgery, or you need to start taking some, medicine on a recurring basis, those things will really take a hit to your accounts. So take care of your physical health, because that'll really help you get the most out of your retirement, and it'll help you recession-proof it a little bit more. And finally, it's important that when you're doing this, when you're planning for your retirement, do not panic when things are not going your way. If you are in a position where you are close to retirement and you ended up losing your job, don't panic, just plan for the future. Maybe you can take some extra part-time work before fully transitioning to, completely being retired. When we retire, we need to make sure that we plan for 20, 30 years of life after working full-time. If that means that we have to work part-time for another 10 years before we transition to completely not working at all, so be it. But you want to put yourself in the best position, because the last thing you want to do is A, be a financial burden for anyone else, but then also be in a situation where 15 years into retirement, you've depleted all of the money that you'd set aside, and now you kind of have to start from square one, because at that point it's going to be way harder to do that. So again, just think about all 5 of these tips kind of working in unison, working together as one to help you recession-proof your retirement, whether you're months away from it or years away from it. All 5 of these are things that'll be helpful for you in some regard. All right, well, that's all I had for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time.
How to plan for retirement. A simple guide to help you retire with peace of mind.
Hello, it's me, Professor Know-It-All, and yes, I'll be giving you the very best tips so you can retire with peace of mind.
Hello, Professor. Are you now an expert on that topic?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So you're all ready for retirement?
Of course I'm ready.
So then, you have money saved.
Well, not exactly, but I have a plan. I will live with my kids.
Living with your family during retirement can be very gratifying, but surely you don't want to be a burden on them. Did you know that people in the United States on average live 20 years after they retire? In general, people need almost 80% of what they earn in order to live comfortably after retiring. That's a lot of money, so you'll definitely need a good plan in order to get there. Okay, don't panic yet. It's never too late to start, or even too early. Let me tell you what you should do so that the next time you can give people good advice.
Sounds good.
Professor, according to the Consumer Action Handbook, the first thing is recognizing the importance of saving for retirement. The 3 most common options are: 1. Pension benefits offered by some places of employment. 2. Savings and investments started by you. 3. Social Security, which is the federal government's retirement plan. Now, if you're still working, find out if your place of employment offers a pension plan and how it works. Some companies also offer a 401k plan.
401 what? I've never heard of that truck, but mine is newer.
I'm not talking about vehicles here. I'm talking about retirement plans in which if you save, your company will match a percentage of the contributions you make.
Oh, that's like free money.
Exactly. Sometimes you impress me, Professor. In order to plan well for retirement, you must consider what types of expenses you'll have, whether you'll work or not, if you'll have additional medical insurance, or if you'll have costly hobbies like traveling. There are many things to consider, so you may want to consult a financial expert for help.
Yikes, I'm feeling dizzy.
Professor, you can also ask for help and get tips from the following organizations: AARP, American Savings Education Council, Department of Labor, Securities and Exchange Commission, Social Security Administration.
Oof, I'm feeling a little better now.
Professor, this is about saving, not spending. Better yet, let me remind you to visit USA.gov or in Spanish at gobiernousa.gov, where you can learn more about all of this and other interesting topics for consumers. And remember, you can also order your free Consumer Action Handbook.